It's been 1 year on the job for Boston Mayor Marty Walsh. We made all voters teachers and asked for his grades.
Thank you.
1 year on the job. What's your grade?
I'll give him an A-.
Well, I don't really think like 1 year is really long enough to really judge how long someone's doing in office.
I just feel like he's doing a pretty low-key job of things.
B+.
B plus.
Yes.
Any areas where you're disappointed or any areas where you think he's done particularly well?
No, I'm just giving him room to move.
Maybe some of the MBTA stuff, going on because there's been, problems with that. But other than that, I think he's doing really well.
What grade would you give him?
I'd give him an A-.
We won.
I think it's cool that he went for the Olympics and actually accomplished that. It shows that he's actually capable of doing something.
I'm not sure I agree with him on the Olympics, but he seems to be going after it in an intelligent way.
B+ only because I think there's always room for improvement and there's a learning curve on the job.
Pretty good grades. Joining us are our star analysts this morning, Democrat Marianne Marsh and Republican Rob Gray. Rob, quickly, what grade would you give him?
I think it's a solid A-. He hasn't made any big mistakes. He's a popular mayor by all accounts. He's kick-saved some issues that he inherited, like the closing of the Long Island Bridge. He was able to get a homeless shelter built in the city in record time. So it's hard to find too much fault with Marty Walsh at this point.
A big grade from a Republican. Is he right?
A B+ A-. I mean, I think Marty has done a really good job, not showing kind of a can-do attitude. Don't underestimate him. A lot of people never thought he was going to win this race, but especially on the fronts of education and housing, two issues that have bedeviled Boston for decades. He's tackling them head on.
One of the things he said this morning was about the Olympics. Let's just jump right into that. And he admitted that tax dollars are going to be used. There's no question about it. All these promises about no public money is just a fallacy. Even former Boston Mayor Ray Flynn agreed with that. Should we just accept the fact that the Olympics is going to cost taxpayers money, Rob?
It's going to cost money. It's going to, I think, lose the state billions of dollars. I believe it's a cloud on Marty Walsh's horizon and potentially the state's horizon, because we saw it with the Democratic National Convention. It cost the state and the city millions, not just in direct costs, but in the labor contracts that were negotiated so that there weren't problems during the convention, and that will be negotiated if we get the Olympics. So every city that has had the Olympics has lost billions of dollars. We're not going to be any different.
When we first got the bid, they kept on saying the only money that's going to be spent is the transportation money that's already been approved. But we're already seeing that a lot of the money that's going to need for transportation infrastructure changes is not in that transportation bill that was approved just a few months ago, right, Marianne?
Right, and that's the challenge politically. I don't think it's the federal dollars that are of political concern. It's the state and local dollars, and especially in the transportation bond issue. That's the challenge for Marty Walsh in the Olympics going forward.
Let's move over to the State House. Governor Baker had his first official sit-down with Democratic legislative leaders, House Speaker DeLeo and Senate President Stan Rosenberg. The glow was strong. The mutual admiration was at a high watermark.
I loved Governor Weld, but they were much more social events than they were substantive. And Mr. Baker.
What are you saying about us?
And Mr. Baker is very substantive.
Anybody hear the gasps in the background when he said that? I was there, and it was really quite funny. And you were there for right outside the door with some of those Weld meetings, weren't you, Rob?
I think the gasp might have been Bill Weld on looking. I mean, he's pretty close to Charlie Baker and pretty involved. But Charlie Baker learned something from Bill Weld, that you have to put practical concerns ahead of ideology. That's what Bill Weld did in the early 1990s when these legislative meetings started. That's what Charlie Baker will do now. Practicality takes the first seat for Charlie Baker.
Marianne, what's your take from all of that?
Well, you have to have personal relationships, too. I think Weld overemphasized the personal relationship part, but I think Charlie Baker has to hit the right balance between Rob's point of being practical, building personal relationships with the legislative leadership, and putting the right proposals on the table.
And it does work. I remember Paul Cellucci coming back from meetings with Tom Finneran with a bag full of tomatoes that Finneran had grown in his garden.
I don't think Weld would have given tomatoes. Mixed drinks.
Else, yeah.
Right.
Let's move to Washington. Senator Elizabeth Warren won a big one this week. President Obama had to withdraw his Wall Street nominee for a top Treasury position. Where does this lead, if anywhere, Marianne?
Huge win for Elizabeth Warren, and it increases her clout even further, and it puts the Republicans in Wall Street on notice for 2016, which is, look, if you're going to try to, they're already chipping back at the regulations of Wall Street, Dodd-Frank and all that. She's willing to go after them and her own party.
Quickly, is she right about that?
This makes her the big looming presence sitting on the sideline, being ready to take out Hillary Clinton if she stumbles.
We'll be back with OTR.